Welcome back to Lingoni English. I'm Emily. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to talk about things that will probably happen in the future using something called the first conditional. Let's get started. With the first conditional, we are focusing on how an action creates a result. Look at this example. If you study hard, you will learn English. If this thing happens, that result will happen. Or think of it like this. If thing A happens, then thing B will be the result. Since there's no way to know what will really happen in the future, we have to predict or guess what will probably happen. Because we think these future possibilities are real and probable, we need to use the first conditional to express this. Okay, so how do you form the first conditional? Well, you have if plus present simple, comma, will plus base verb. Like in this example, if it rains tomorrow, I will be sad. The rain outside is the condition, and my sadness is the result of that condition. Here are a few examples. If you don't leave now, you'll be late. If Todd has enough money, he'll buy a new bike. If I see her, I'll tell her you said hello. You can also flip the sentence around, but you do not need a comma if you do this. So think of it as result if condition. Here are a few examples. I'll be sad if it rains tomorrow. Todd will buy a new bike if he has enough money. I'll tell her you said hello if I see her. You'll be late if you don't leave now. Note that flipping the sentence doesn't change the meaning at all. Okay, so what about negative sentences? You can form these as follows. If plus doesn't or don't plus base verb, comma, will plus base verb. For example, if my sister doesn't pick me up from the airport, I'll take a taxi. Also, if you're using the verb to be in the if clause, then you don't need to add don't or doesn't. You simply add not after be. But don't forget to conjugate the verb to be. Here's an example. If it isn't sunny at the beach this weekend, I'll be disappointed. If it isn't sunny at the beach this weekend, I'll be disappointed. You could also do it like this. If plus present simple, comma, will not plus base verb. For example, if the line at the bank goes quickly, she won't be late for work. When both parts of the sentence, so the part before the comma and the part after, both have verbs, you can make both parts negative too. For example, if he isn't here by 3 p.m., we won't have the meeting. You can replace will with other modal verbs too. Here are a few examples. If gas prices go down, I might have enough money to fill up the tank. If the team plays smart, they can win the championship this year. If you ask nicely, I may say yes. You can also form the first conditional with other words such as unless, in case, as soon as, or as long as instead of the word if. Notice that these slightly change the meaning though. Let's take a look at an example for each one. Unless you save your money, you will never be able to afford a car. In this case, unless means if you don't do something. Unless you save your money, you'll never be able to afford a new car. Okay, here's another one. She'll bring a jacket in case it gets chilly. We use in case here instead of if because it shows that there's a possibility that something might be needed. She'll bring a jacket in case it gets chilly. I'll book the flight as soon as I get my passport. We use as soon as to emphasize the immediacy or the urgency of something. So, when I get my passport, I'll book that flight immediately. I'll book the flight as soon as I get my passport. You'll make it to the interview on time as long as you leave immediately. Here, as long as means provided that or on the condition that. In other words, you'll make it to the meeting on time if and only if you leave immediately. You'll make it on time to the meeting as long as you leave immediately. And last thing, if you want to express certainty, you can say when instead of if. Notice the difference between these two sentences. If I see her, I'll tell her you said hello. And when I see her, I'll tell her you said hello. Which one sounds more sure or certain? When. That sounds like there's already a plan to see her. When I see her, I'll tell her you said hello. Well, that's it. The first conditional. What will you do if the weather is nice tomorrow? When you improve your English, what will you do with it? Practice using the first conditional by answering these questions or coming up with sentences of your own in the comment section below. Thanks for watching Lingoni English. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more English videos. We'll see you next time.